bigleap@gmail.com.
Peace, what's up? Soupalawyer. You can check me out on soupalawyer.com. That's soupalawyer.com. What we're going to get into right now, we're going to get into the collective knowledge doctrine. I need you to go on Google. I need you to type in collective knowledge doctrine. Always give a scenario so this way it can help you understand collective knowledge doctrine a little more. So the scenario is this. I was incarcerated. Brother brought me his paperwork. I read his paperwork. After reading the paperwork, I asked the brother, was he familiar with collective knowledge doctrine? And he said no. So I went on this program called LexisNexis. This is a program we had in the computer in the law library. And I read it to the brother so that way he could, hear what it was, and I let him read it himself so he could see for himself what collective knowledge doctrine was about. So what happened in the brother's case is he was coming from the city to the town on this van. And on the van, it was a confidential informant. But at this time, this confidential informant was not consensualized by the district attorney, was not on duty working as a confidential informant, was not setting this brother up in no type of way whatsoever. So confidential informant and his brother had a little discussion. And after this discussion, the confidential informant called a detective and asked the detective, are we working today? The detective said, no, we're not working. So the confidential informant, well, at the time, this confidential informant could be considered as a cooperating witness because the confidential informant was not working or consensualized this day. So the cooperating witness continued to talk to the detective and try to get the detective to work to set this brother up. So finally, the detective was like, okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna call some other peoples. So Detective A, which is the detective who the confidential informant was trying to force into working to set this brother up, this is Detective A. Detective A had called two other detectives, Detectives B and C. And Detective A asked Detectives B and C to aid him in detaining this brother for investigative purposes. So B and C said, okay, we're gonna do it. So they had went and they had set up at a location, and when they set up at a location, they was waiting for this van to pull up, so this way they could detain the brother for investigative purposes. So once the van had pulled up, the brother had stepped off the van. When he got off the van, they tried to approach him. The brother didn't want to speak. This was a mere encounter. He didn't want to speak, so he kept walking. As he kept walking, Detectives B and C, they approached him, they grabbed him up, they searched him, they found something on him, and they charged him with possession with intent to deliver, and paraphernalia. The only thing they had on this brother was this information that was relayed from the cooperating witness to Detective A, and this cooperating witness had took a picture of this brother while he was on a van and sent it to Detective A, and Detective A sent that picture to Detectives B and C. So this is all they have on this brother. No investigation, no sales, no marked money, no exchange of money for drugs, no transactions, nothing occurred. So they charged this brother. So the collective knowledge doctrine basically is saying that if Detective A did not have reasonable suspicion to detain this brother for investigative purposes, then Detectives B and C did not have reasonable suspicion to detain this brother for investigative purposes. So with that said, a motion to suppress. This is what it is right here. Motion to suppress because the detention was unlawful. It was without reasonable suspicion because Detective A didn't have reasonable suspicion to detain his brother for investigative purposes. Neither did Detectives B and C. So this falls up under the collective knowledge doctrine. You go on Google, you can check this out for yourself. You can read it. I'm Soupalawyer. I'm not a lawyer. I am not giving legal advice. I've come to understand this from experience and using this in my case. I help brothers in their case. So this information is information that was here before me on Google. You go on Google, you can type it in yourself and you can see it for yourself. This is Soup of the Day, man. I'm always souped up. Anytime you get information to help yourself or to help someone else that you're assisting with their case, you souped up too. We here souped up together. Be sure to check out the Dawn Heroic and Monica Talk Show, the Soup of the Day, that you could only catch on salpeers.com, salpeers.com. And if you heard something that you like, please hit the like, share, and the subscribe button. I'll catch you next time on Soupalawyer.com. Peace.